All right, who's recapping?
I can
Who remembers anything through the haze of exhaustion?
We met the kobold named Sniv.
Yes,
right.
We ended off the session before with a kobold going eep and running out the front door. We returned to Alsana instantly wild shaping and pouncing on the poor thing. To be fair, he did make a check for the first time, so he got a little distance, but the jaguar had 40 feet of movement. And so we just Big Cat just kind of sat on him as the rest of the party interrogated him. Turns out his name is Sniv. He's a disgraced or kicked out or excommunicated kobold from a group of kobolds over to the northeast, I believe.
Other side of the lake valley.
The side opposite to where we came in from. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So to the east at least. And we proceed to ask him, hey, can you help us with what we're currently doing? And his answer is kind of no, but also we think he's adorable, despite his willingness to murder. And we gave him some beef jerky.
That also describes Emerald pretty well.
Alsana had fun scaring the pants off of him, although I don't think he was wearing pants.
Yeah, loincloth.
Alright.
Kobold wore pants.
Wear them like everyone else, they're humanoids. Proceed to then give the door another look over, and only for the final saving grace of, I believe it was Alaris, before the rest of the party was kind of ready to give up because no one could roll for shit, that there is a little kind of handle under the bottom of the door to pull it open. It took a bit of strength, but we were able to do it. Made our way in, and I believe it was, it was a series of rooms to each side, little antechambers, and a wall kind of down a hallway. That, in hindsight, is rather obviously the place the secret door would be, but we didn't really check it at first. And so Sniv/GM was like, hey, maybe there's something over there, and we're like, shit. So we proceed to check that, and get that one open. What was the trick for that one? Was it a button, or was it just an illusion?
Wasn't it 2 things to pull?
No, that was the next one.
Yeah, it was mechanical in nature. You guys just had to find it, really.
Okay, yep. Got past that one, and then into a seemingly flooded room with this very crystal clear water, and a number of gold coins around this kind of well that has a bit of moss and algae in it. Alsana, preparing water walk for a different circumstance, but was useful nonetheless, cast it on the whole party. Proceeded to walk across it. Alsana reached in for a coin, and it was not there. And she goes, oh! And then she proceeds to dispel the whole illusion, and we find out the whole thing was actually gross algae. And there was a steep drop-off at a point. But we just kind of hopped, skipped, jumped across it, made it to the other side. And then that door, I believe that next door was the 2 rings requiring a decent amount of strength.
2 rings were first, and then the water room.
Oh, was the 2 rings first?
I believe so, yeah.
Alright. Yep, okay, the 2 rings were first. Alsana became a bear, pulled them open, along with Kalda and Kane just having their strike scores. Alaris helped too, but not too much. Also Sniv kind of left around the antechamber area. So we got past the water and the pulling door rings, and I believe that's kind of where we ended it off?
Not quite. You guys did get past one more room. It was the very end, and it was the one with the electrical rods.
Yes, that fucking bullshit.
Mimic grabbed anybody who grabbed onto the wrong ones. And
they were sticky, and Alsana was able to rip herself off regardless. And couldn't roll a fucking Arcana or Investigation or whatever it was check for shit.
Thank goodness for Alaris.
Only for Alaris to go, oh hey, dumbass.
Which is my favorite response to anything Alsana does ever.
And apparently the painful electrocution rune is very similar to the unlock the door rune.
It was more power and truth. Very similarly written runes. And it just happens to be that's what they use to differentiate the two effects.
Look, electric, chair, and key, and those were the two. They're very close together because Benjamin Franklin... Anyways, we proceeded to finally find the proper one, and then opened the door, and then went in, and I wasn't happy because Alsana wasn't happy because fucking Arcana check. Little tiny wing you put on the umlaut.
Guys, you had the way to check in order to get the answer immediately, or you could have actually done what Kane was willing to do and tested every single one until you found the right one.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with intelligence higher than 14 in this group, okay? This is my job.
Shush, shush, shush. There.
Anyways, we...
Hat, child.
Yep, then we proceeded in, and there was more to go.
Yep. You stopped in a room. I described it at the very end, but it was the very end, and I think everybody at that point was so tired just from the day and everything happening.
Yeah, everyone was kind of drained that day before the session too.
Yep, it didn't help with with the fact that I threw a puzzle dungeon at you, and the puzzle dungeon continues.
Oh boy.
Fair warning. How's everybody feeling?
Physically, I'm in pain. Mentally, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm the precise opposite. Let's go.
Oh god. All right. Well, good luck.
Screaming.
Don't worry, my character's the one with the intelligence. Your character's the one with the strength.
Oh god.
All right. You guys have entered a short hallway. There is a door at the opposite end. You can clearly see in this door 4 keyholes. There are also 4 tapestries on the walls, 2 to each side. Each
Well,
one
looks at
depicts...
this and says, I feel there's some symbolism here, but I can't quite place it.
Each tapestry depicts a different scene or image, and looks rather richly detailed and almost realistic for being woven or embroidered from fabric and threads. The 4 tapestries are as follows. 1 depicts 2 knights locked in fierce battle in a cathedral-like room. 1 knight is in light armor, the other is in dark. The second depicts a pale lantern glow surrounded by subtle, shadowy figures with glowing eyes. The third depicts a noble lady dressed in white and black standing before a mirror. And in the mirror, she is shown reflected, but her clothing is in black and white, everything perfectly inverted from the other. And the fourth is a almost completely dark tapestry depicting a lit candle with letters and runes floating above it in curling smoke. That is what you are looking at.
Alsana immediately hops over to the candle one.
Alright.
As she looks and goes, I think the record's skipping.
Yeah, as I misclick on the music.
No problem.
Alright.
I imagine Sniv's in the corner with like a gramophone and he's just like frantically trying to make it work.
Back outside the entrance, he somehow unearthed one from the rubble. You can fairly faintly hear it. Alright, you're looking at the candle one. Letters and runes, you can identify most of them. Some are in script you might not know for languages, others, common, others might be in Elvish script, others are actual arcane runes, but they're kind of jumbled and random. It's like alphabet soup, basically, but multilingual. As you look at it, the more you look, the deeper that darkness seems, and the brighter the candle, and it's almost like your eyes are starting to play tricks on you, like the smoke is starting to curl and waver. You feel almost as if you could reach out and touch it or step through.
These things are magical, I believe. If I disappear, don't stare too hard into them. She'll try to reach for the candle.
Alright. And as Alsana reaches forward, you see the tapestry ripple just slightly under the lightest touch, and then suddenly, with a little of space and sound, she vanishes. Alsana, you find yourself inside a room. basic bare stone walls and floor, and there is a brazier in the center of the room, made of metal with curling legs, pile of wood beside it, a low fire just barely crackling over the wood inside the brazier, and very faint smoke rising from it. Beside it, there is a table of glass bottles and jars of various powders, liquids, other substances. The room itself, aside from the brazier, is dark. What would you like to do?
She's gonna go check over the bottles.
All right. You just start going through, investigating all of them. You can attempt. You're proficient with alchemist's tools, yes. So you can go ahead and do a check with intelligence and your proficiency to identify some things.
Alright, I'll just do a nature with some guidance.
Alright, nature will work as well. There we go. Okay. Alright. You kind of go through and you identify a lot of things that would interact with the fire in various ways. Some things are there that you know are harmless or have no effect with fire. Others do relatively simple things like just changing the color of the flame or creating heavier smoke. Some you think would be toxic, others you identify very clearly as stuff that would make the fire flare up explosively if introduced. But you come across one thing in particular that seems interesting. With that 24, you recognize this substance as a material which, when thrown onto flame, will interact with another material, a bottle of which you find on the bench as well, that can be used to paint like write on wood or paint on stone or paper. And in normal light, it would not be visible. But in light of a torch, a lantern, a campfire treated with this partner substance would glow.
Alright, she'll take that bit of the partner substance. She'll just take a drop of it and kind of drop it into a produced flame in her hand.
Okay.
See what
A
happens.
little drop in your hand. The produced flame on your hand shimmers around the edge, a very faint blue color. It doesn't fully change the color of the flame. But you do this in your hand, and you hold it up, and the faint light from that scatters across the closest wall, and you see, lit up on the stone, various symbols and lines. You can kind of trace along them, follow them. There are words written here and there, phrases, mostly the kind of almost pithy phrases you might expect from this place so keen on philosophical balance. But eventually, the lines spiral together on one particular stone on one of the walls. If you touch the stone, it jiggles and moves.
She'll kind of give it a twist or a pull or whatever way it gives easiest.
Yep. It's sticking out a little bit, so you can kind of get your fingers around it. You give it a pull, and it slides out fairly easily. And by the flickering light of the flame in your hand, you see, at the back of this empty space where the stone once was, a small key.
That was easy. Although, before she touches the key, she's gonna go over to the bench.
Yes.
Start pocketing everything.
All right. Tuck everything in your pockets. And then go and retrieve the key once the bench is empty.
I swear to goodness, if all this disappears when I leave, I'm going to be cross. She grabs the key.
Yep. You turn around, and with the key solidly in your hand, it's a heavy, like, brass key with an ornate top to it. Turn around, and you see, in one of the walls has appeared a doorway with a bit of fabric covering the entrance.
Oh, cute. She'll take one of the bottles, maybe the like the secret writing bottle, in her hand, just to know if they're all gone by the time she walks through, and she'll kind of make her way into that tapestry.
All right.
Actually, real quick, is there anything special or fun she sees with the wood or anything, or is it just generic wood?
It seems to be chopped generic wood.
All right.
Yeah, firewood. It doesn't look like it's meant for anything else.
Oak and pine. All right.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Alsana was in there for maybe a couple of minutes. Was anybody up to anything outside in the meantime?
We poking the tapestry like right beside it, but like not entirely touching. Is this what she did? Maybe.
Alsana's words were, "If I disappear, maybe don't look too far into the tapestries."
Yeah, we're ignoring that.
But this is up to them.
Just a reminder.
Yeah.
Calder, you kind of wave your hand in front of the tapestry. I'll say that the one next to it was the third one down, the one with the lady in the mirror. You stare at it, and the more you look, the more lifelike it appears.
Maybe we should wait for her to come back if I touch it. Oh.
Oh?
Alsana's back? I'm just trying to keep something so we can
that's fair.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough. I just wanted to see if anybody was hopping in before she came back. So, after a few minutes of waiting, maybe a little awkwardly inside the hallway, you see the tapestry with the candle ripple, almost seems to part, and Alsana steps out, with a key in one hand, and the other hand closing suddenly on nothing.
Damn it. But she'll, like, be spinning the key on one finger if she can.
The head's pretty ornate, but I'll say there's a space in there. You could get one finger through. It's not the most comfortable spin, but...
Hey, Ariel.
Yeah?
Question.
Yes?
What does the key look like?
They are not specifically the keys that I drew for prior art.
Okay.
However, it is an ornate brass key, old-fashioned. And if you look at the locks on the doors, one of them is definitely brass and has a little bit of the same scroll work in the metal plating around it.
Should we each take one of the tapestries?
Well, I wasn't brutally murdered inside it, so I think you'll be okay. As long as you believe I'm
Shame.
still me, that is.
I could take it or leave it. Worst case scenario is we get a different version of you.
Kane, that... Alright, I'll take the one right behind me.
Alright,
Are
you're
you
going
sure?
for the one with the lady in the mirror.
There
Why are
could
you
be
asking
scary
if
things
I'm
in
sure?
there.
Alsana,
Also of
don't
note,
appreciate
the tapestry was fairly in line with what was required of me. There is a bit of a trick or a trial in there. It's not simply walking in and getting the key. Just for the each of you.
So.
I think I'll take the Warriors one then.
Alright, that would leave Ilaris with the lantern glow and shadowy figures tapestry.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's divvied up?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Alsana, if I don't come back, I bequeath everything to my pet dog at home. He's gonna put his finger in the tapestry.
Oh, you have a dog, and Coulter's gonna put her finger in hers.
Oh God! And Lars puts his finger up.
Alright, Alsana, you are left alone in this hallway as one by one, poof, 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 the other three vanish. We'll go with Calda first, because I'd say that she went for the tapestry first there. So, Calda, you walk into, or rather appear in, a room. And for a moment, it's like your mind plays tricks on you, because it seems like this room is twice as long as it is wide. But then you look around and you realize you see yourself doubled, and you realize that one wall is made entirely of mirrors, floor to ceiling. The floor is tiled in a repeating pattern of black and white. The walls are pale, as is the ceiling, at least on the side that you are on. There are shelves and tables filling the room, drapes of cloth, various trinkets, statues, boxes, other little objects cover these tables and shelves, and they're all in the same shades of black and white. And it's almost dizzying to look at. More so when you look closer to the mirror reflecting the room and realize it's reflecting every black as a white and every white as a black. As for yourself, if your attire and equipment, if anything on you is black or white, it is reflected as its opposite in the mirror, but colors remain the same.
Alright.
That include like sclera?
Nope.
Huh.
Anything that is naturally called a living body is left its natural color.
Oh, that'd be spooky though.
Yeah, it would, but...
Oh, that would be spooky. Oh god. Okay.
But aside from that, this place is almost just a clutter of stuff.
Okay. Cole's gonna first try to approach the mirror. She's just touch the sides of it, see if anything actually goes in or if it's all just solid.
Okay, you prod the mirror. It's solid. There are no gaps around the sides. There's no point where a mirror is just illusion. Though there is, just naturally going to be some illusory quality to it just because of the color flip of the reflection. However, it seems that the mirror itself is real.
Okay. Can Calder notice if any tiny thing in the room or one object doesn't revert, or if it all ends up switching?
Alright, let's go ahead and do an investigation check.
Ooh, let's go, buddy. 10!
Alright. Yeah, you're not really sure. The sheer array of objects is dizzying, and looking back and forth, mirror to reality, it gets hard to focus and to figure things out, but you might be able to narrow things down. Basically, I have a way where this can rely on luck rather than a skill roll. If you're willing to have her kind of go at random and, poke at various objects or lift them up and then check the mirror one by one.
Yeah, she'd probably go up to one table, lift something up, look at the color, look in the mirror, look back, and keep doing that.
Yeah, that'd be the easiest way to keep track of it. So, for every object, let's go ahead and roll a d20. So go ahead and
6.
roll your first one, a 6. You go over and you pick up a small white marble elephant. You look in the mirror, it's a black marble elephant. Nothing else seems to be about it. Alright, go ahead and roll another d20. If it's a 6, we'll re-roll. A 5.
Yep.
Alright. You find actually not a statuette or a object, but a small painted image, and it's almost a copy of the image you saw on the tapestry outside with the twin ladies. Though there's no mirror between them, they seem to be actual twins. But while one is dressed mostly in white with a little black, and the other is mostly in black with a little white, both of them are holding a white rose.
Let's go find a white rose. Is there? Can Calder find a white rose if there is one?
Go ahead and do another investigation check at advantage.
Ooh, okay. Let's see if... Oh yeah, this sheet's quick.
Handy.
Oh yeah, let's see. Come on, -1. 14!
14. You're looking around, you don't see any white roses, but there are a few objects that have flowers on them, if that's a direction. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and keep going at random, though. So go ahead and do another d20, ignoring
Okay.
a 5 or 6.
17.
All right. You find and you pick up. This one is. Let's see. This one is actually a small sculpture of a dragon done in black, clutching a small white gem. You pick it up to check it in the mirror and see that, yeah, it's a white dragon with a black gem. But make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh!
Oh my. Oh! 3!
As you're checking in the mirror, you feel the statue suddenly start to heat up in your hands, and you have just a moment to look down and go, oh no, when it explodes, dealing 8 fire damage.
Alrighty, it was a 1. Thanks, Thanks, Lucky. I guess.
Oh, a 1 and a 2.
Oh yeah.
Alright, that having been learned, you know that not everything here is harmless. Would you like to keep trying?
Yes.
Alright, another d20.
I'm gonna come out of here battered and bruised. 14.
14. This time you pick up a small box with a little... You get excited for a second because you see a little key on the side, but you go to try to pull it out and you realize that it's firmly attached, and in fact it's a wind-up music box as you turn it just a little bit, hoping to wiggle it loose, and instead it goes click, click, click. But instead of a chiming melody, you hear a faint ring out from the box. It is annoying and might be a little bit harder to concentrate if you try another investigation check in the future.
Call's gonna sort of wind it back so it sort of shortens the duration, try and like force it back a little bit.
It's one of those where the key slowly turns back itself, but you didn't turn it far, so you do have to kind of bear it for a few seconds, but only for a few seconds. Try another
Alrighty.
d20.
Yeah, let's do it. Ah!
Flailing our way through this. It's wonderful. Oh!
I don't like that.
No, it's funny. Alright.
It's funny.
Don't worry about it.
What they call
You,
me.
Called it, you pick up.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You're kind of like grasping at straws at this point, and you find a clothes iron that instead of being like silvery gray metal, it's white metal with a black handle. Check the mirror. Yeah, it's black now with a white handle. But also look in the mirror, you realize suddenly that all of your clothing in the mirror is black and white. You look down at your clothing and everything has gone white and black. Your attire has changed.
Oh, I liked that sweater. Gonna keep going.
Okay, keep going.
Natural 20.
All right. This time you find a small 6-sided die carved of bone, but this has been dyed black with little white dots painted on. You look in the mirror and it's white and black in the mirror. It's changed in the mirror as well. However, this is going to reduce your list to a D6 of chances,
What's the magic
It'll-
number here?
with a 6 being the answer.
Okay. Let's try. Ah!
All right. At a 5, you find, let's see. Yeah. You find, another small, this one looks like a gem that's been encased in almost a crystal ball. If you could get one mineral inside of another. The gem itself is black, and you check in the mirror and it's white. But as you're holding it, suddenly your fingers slip around it and it up out of your hands and floats in the air. And then whizzes around you real fast. And it's gonna try to fly towards you and bonk you, but misses as you twist out of the way and flies past. See it wheel around and get ready to come in for another pass.
Oh, fun.
Do you want to do anything?
Take the great sword out, because that's the biggest thing that can block it.
All right. I'll say since you're blocking yours, you're effectively doing the dodge action. So 2d20, drop highest one. 11 isn't going to hit you. So it pling off the great sword, and you see a little crack run through the crystal. However, it flies past and wheels around for another wide arc, flying towards you. Anything you're gonna do?
I can use my bonus act. No, I don't want to use my. I don't want to use my channel divinity. I'll try and hit it while it's coming towards me.
All right, roll an attack.
Hey, bada, swing!
Hey, bada, swing!
That is enough, and you hit it solidly with the great sword, and you hear and the pieces scatter across the floor.
And then it blows up.
No, it just sits there.
Swung it away from me, so it wasn't gonna blow up near me.
Yep. Go ahead and roll another d6.
Woohoo! I really hope if I rolled a 1, you're just like, here's a D100. 1! I didn't find it.
Yep. All right.
Ariel, have mercy.
You kind of keep an eye on the pieces of crystal and gem on the floor. Hold on 1 second. The d6 one first.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, let's just.
You kind of
keep rolling.
reach over and you grab a small box, black with kind of a white lily pattern. Not a rose, but it's flowers. Maybe it's close. And your hand sticks to it. And you look down and you see it suddenly crack open, showing gleaming white teeth. We're gonna go ahead and roll kind of a quick and dirty initiative in terms of just roll your dexterity check.
Woo!
And this thing's gonna get a d20 plus 1.
I made
Yeah,
a
you go
colorful
first.
fire and saw some invisible ink.
Yeah, quit it.
I'm getting.
As you have found a very small mimic, but you seem to have caught on to its trick before it could make an attack. So, what would you like to do with your action?
2 attacks.
All right, go ahead. Let's see.
Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
Oh, yeah, both definitely hit. 12, 15, plus 13, 28. It's still holding on. Let's see, let me just, there we go. It's, but it looks pretty badly damaged just with that, and you hear a little sound from it.
Snarl back.
Yep. And it's gonna go ahead and try to chomp down on you. I do not have easily clickable things for this, so please pardon. It is an attack at advantage plus 5, so here's 2d20. 17, will that hit?
Just hits.
I'm sorry, not 17, my bad, I added them together. It's 16.
Miss.
Alright! Very nice. As it tries to chomp, but you just, like, give it a good shake, and its teeth go just wide, scraping across your skin, but not breaking them. Go ahead and take your turn.
2 more attacks. I'm actually rolling the wrong thing. I should be rolling the magic weapon one.
Oh my god!
Hear those 2.
Oh, you obliterated. Okay.
Yep. And with that, the first hit is excellent. The second one is what shatters it across the far wall, and it breaks into several pieces with a sad little noise. And you see it just turn into kind of this goop on the floor.
What color's the goop?
Kind of a gross purpley black color.
Is it inverted in the mirror?
The purple isn't. It kind of comes out lilac, weirdly enough.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep looking for the
Right after that, you did roll a 6. So right after that, you look at the space right next to where that box was, and you see another box. Kind of plain white, no real ornamentation on it except the handle on the top is black. This one you kind of poke a little with your sword just to make sure, but it doesn't sprout anything or explode, so you pry the lid up and you look in the mirror and it's white with a black lid, black topper in the mirror. You pry it open and you see a smaller copper key inside.
Alright. Caldwell pocket the key.
All right.
There's no way to get it.
And once you've got the key, you look around and you see where you appeared on the wall has appeared a doorway hung with some fabric.
Yep, Caldwell's gonna step out through there.
All right. We'll find out how the others did. For now, you've definitely met with Alsana.
Alsana's like sat on the wall with a skull, like with the skull out in the Shakespeare pose.
All right.
Also of note, at the rate these are going, it's like Kane's gonna have to survive like 7 rounds in gladiatorial combat, and Alars is gonna have to try different flavors of ice cream with how balanced these are going.
To be fair, I think both would be happiest doing each of those tasks.
To be fair also, had you not succeeded on that check to identify things, you would have had a randomized chart too.
Yeah.
Or whoever would have gone into that room. I had no plans for who was going to go
I'm
where.
not saying it's any fault of the GMs or anything, I'm just saying this is how it's going.
What number would have been the key?
Yeah.
For curiosity's sake, I randomized it. The correct number was 9.
What was the thing to do to, like, not have to roll random things? Just,
Oh,
like,
wait, save that for the end.
DC 20 investigation check.
Christ.
I wouldn't have hit it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, this was fun.
It was a difficult one. Yours was not a DC 20. I think it was more like DC 18.
Alright.
Yeah.
Moving on, anyways.
Anyway, alright. Let's go ahead and go to Kane, because I think he called the tapestry next. Alaris was last. So, Kane, you have entered the Tapestry of the Nights, and as you touch the fabric, you find yourself in that cathedral-like room that you saw depicted on the tapestry. It is long and wide, set with high arched windows, and carved from marble, mostly white, but with various black accents. You get the sense of the theme running through this place. At one end of the cathedral are a set of doors, large double doors, closed, heavy, bolted. At the other end, where there would usually be perhaps an altar or some sort of pulpit, there is a slightly raised dais with a stone block on top of it. You don't have time to take in very many more details, however, as your attention is very quickly centered on the 2 knights. One in gleaming polished black armor, wielding a pike in 2 hands, and jabbing at the one in shining white armor, who is fending off the blows with a shield and holding a long sword in his opposite hand. As they attack and defend each other with the clashes ringing out and echoing through the room, one of them, the one in white, seems to notice your presence first. And he calls out, "Help me! Help me defeat this abomination!" And the one in black shouts, "Stay your ground or help me!" Only one can escape this place. So, what would Kane do?
First see who's winning.
All right. So, we're going to roll a couple d20. The first one is the Dark Knight. The second is the Light. The Light Knight has completely missed his attack as you watch. The Dark Knight, however, does land his despite the shield. It sneaks past, jabs in. Let's see how sizable a hit. Scores a fairly decent hit against him. The Light Knight shakes it off, though, and is continuing to counter. It's not a decisive blow, but it was the first blow since you've arrived. Do you continue to wait?
No, he's gonna say out loud to the both of them as he draws a weapon in each hand, and he goes, "Only one can leave. Why should I help either of you?"
The Dark Knight cries out, "Only one of us can leave. You can leave freely. If you help me, I will allow you access to part of the treasure." The Light Knight shouts, "Don't listen to him. He will betray you. Side with me. I will help you."
Alright, in that case, he's going to rush up to the both of them, and he's got Sword of Thorns, one hand in one hand. Oh wait, no, that's Longsword. So instead, he's got two hand axes wielded. He's going to strike once on the Black Knight.
Okay, one strike on the Black Knight. Go ahead and roll your attack.
You bloody arms off. No, it isn't.
Clangs off of his plate.
I was gonna go for if this is basically just like the fucking two guards stand in front of a door.
But violent.
And one only tells lies and one only tells the truth.
Yep.
Which one do you go with?
And as a note, he is doing these non-lethally. Second one of the same night.
Alright.
Jeez.
That one does hit past his armor for 11 slashing damage.
To the flesh
He's going
wound.
to attempt to disarm it.
Okay, you're going to attempt a disarming attack. Let me do the two more. And strength saving throw. Let's see, that's going to be a d20 plus 7 because proficiency. So
18.
18, yeah.
In that case, with his offhand, he'll swing to the White Knight.
Okay. Make your
Minus 4 to the damage.
Minus 4 to the damage. Okay. So 6 damage. Nope, that does not hit as the shield is
Really?
put in the way.
Fuck me. Okay.
Late mail plus shield, DC 20. AC 20. And fling off the shield.
And then he'll, from his stance, be like, "Both of you take me out."
Oh my god.
Kane solves his problems in one way, okay?
Alright. These
You're
guys
gonna-
have a couple choices to make. So 2d2. If either of them rolls a 1, that one will attack Kane. Alright. The Light Knight is going to attack Kane. The Dark Knight, however, attacks the Light one. So we're going to do the Dark Knight. Actually, yeah, 2d20. Either of these is plus 7. The second one is the Light Knight's against Kane, okay?
Alright.
Dear
Well,
Oh my god! I wanted to Woo! Okay, the Dark Knight tries to take a swing at the light, but you are just enough in the way that in trying to jab past you with his pike, he just barely misses the light. However, the Light Knight decides to focus on the more immediate threat and problem, and is going to deal with his longsword 2d8, because it's doubled, plus 4. So 18 damage to you,
it's
Kane.
bludgeoning that I resist. Alright.
Yeah. Unfortunately. What would you like to do on your turn as the Light Knight shouts out, why? Why would you do this? You have to choose one!
And he's going to respond with the fact that I just remembered I can do this. Free action stow the one hand axe, and with one of my attacks, make the disarm action. As an athletic check, it's a contested grapple, basically.
Okay.
On the Black Knight.
On the Black Knight. Alright. So go ahead and do the...
Oh, come on!
Yeah, even if he rolls in that one, he's got the same +7 modifier with
Alright, well,
strength stuff, so
Second attack is the same thing in that case.
alright. Go ahead and try to... I'll roll just in case. Nope,
my god.
it's the same number! As nothing changes, you attempt to disarm the Dark Knight, and...
No, I'm angry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just very annoyed now.
Are these against the... disarming against
All the Black Knight. Yep.
Alright. Nope, +7. So, nope.
What the hell?
Oh my god!
As the Black Knight keeps his weapon in hand despite you trying to twist and hook it out of his grip.
Once again, Alaris is just gonna walk in and trip over the key.
Yep, probably.
Oh god! Alright. Black
Do I have
Knight is
time to at
starting
least yell at them while I'm doing this?
Yes, you do.
Okay, he's gonna yell at... hold on. Let me think of the way he'd probably phrase this, rather than the way that I want to phrase it, like a meme. Basically he's gonna yell that, balance is the root of all things, and to let either of you win would be useless. As he tries to wrest the weapon out of one's hand.
Alright, this time the Dark Knight is going to attack Kane,
Understandable.
as he replies, "Not in this place." D20 +7, that's gonna hit.
Yep.
So that's 1d10 +4. So you take 9 damage from the pike, piercing, I believe. The White Knight, however, is going to attack the Dark Knight. That will hit, so a d8 +4. He only does 5 damage. But the Dark Knight is noticeably the worse for the wear after these few exchanges. It is your turn again.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, okay. He is going to wrest the weapon out of the White Knight's hand this time, hoping that this one's weaker.
Okay. Go for it.
Well, I have a +7. This is why I don't play strength-based characters. They never do what I need them to.
Okay, he could fail. Nope.
But will he?
Nope, not with that. Your second attack. There. Alright.
Alright.
You finally have gotten the weapon out of his hand. You've knocked it to the floor.
Yep. And he's, with bonus action, take it and stow it into his bag of holding.
It does take an action to put something into the bag of holding. With
I thought it
bonus
takes
action,
I thought it was an action to remove it.
maybe it... hold on. I'm gonna look up bag of holding now, just to be sure, because I might be misremembering. Bag
Solaris,
of
fuck you, you're eating
holding.
ice cream right now.
Alright, let's see. Retrieving requires an action.
You don't know that.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
Alaris just has flaws.
Yep, okay, you can stow it as a bonus action, sure.
Yep. And he's gonna turn to the other one just with bonus action, or not a bonus action, but at least yell at it. It's like, he's not gonna yell. He's just gonna look at it like, really, you gonna keep going? And to brace for the attack.
And the White Knight puts up his shield and says, "Why? You have doomed me!" The Dark Knight is going to dart around you, Kane, sorry, looking at different names. And he is going to attempt to attack the White, but the weapon just clangs and slides with a screech across the shield. He is continuing to attack. The Light Knight can do nothing, so he takes essentially the dodge action.
Alright.
It's your turn. Are you still trying to disarm the
I
Dark
am
Knight?
stubborn, yes.
Okay. Alright. The first
Only have
one
to
I'm
roll
not
one.
gonna roll, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Meets it-
7 plus 7. He meets it the same. Keeps the same. He keeps his weapon.
And just with his bonus action, he's gonna try to like stick his finger in his eyes. That's all.
I'll say that that's actually an attack, so,
Is it? Okay.
probably.
It's meant to be more of a distraction, but fair enough.
Eh. He's already got disadvantage on the attack against the White Knight because of dodge, but I'll say
Fair
that
enough.
you kind of add to it.
Alright.
So drop the lower one of these. Drop the higher one, rather, because disadvantage. So 2 plus his modifier, the pike screeches across the Light Knight's shield. This time the Light Knight is going to go in and try to punch him.
Oh my god. These fucking
And,
buffoons.
Hey, look, you're the one who decided to end it like this. He hits. He's got a solid 5 damage laid into the Dark Knight. All right, it is your turn again.
Alright, they're both still alive, right?
Yes, they are both still alive.
Why
Dark
is
Knight
Amazing Plan not
noticeably
playing right
worse.
now?
Oh god, you're
'Cause
right.
it's me.
Let me fix that.
Alright. So he's gonna make first one athletics check.
All right, still trying to disarm. Let's do this.
This is just
5
fuck,
plus 7.
again! Every time! And he's gonna look the White Knight in the face and be like, fucking really? And he's gonna punch him in the face.
Okay.
doesn't-
Unfortunately, your fist just hit the face plate, completely covering his head, and
It's just an expression of anger at this point.
Ow. All right.
Like, fucking quit it!
At this point, he did not take the dodge action. The Dark Knight is going to try to attack the White Knight.
Alright, I'm good.
Then-
Second, I'm gonna lightning javelin these bastards.
The Light Knight is going to attack the Dark and hit with a punt for
Oh my
another
God.
5 damage. Your turn again.
Alright. Hold on. Just one more. Yeah, no. He's pissed. He's gonna circle around basically so that he's got 2 of them in a line. And just fuck off, you two.
Oh god. Alright. Neither of them is dexterous. It's just gonna be a flat D20 roll for both, so I'm gonna roll 2 of them. Neither of them make the save. They both take let's see, how does this work?
So it'd be
again?
17 for the first one and then 12 for the one behind him, so 17 to the white, 12 to the knight.
17 to the White Knight as okay, wait a second.
Sorry, he's throwing into the white and then the line
Okay.
of lightning extends past, right?
So yeah, it extends on the way too, but 12 to the Dark Knight. He's looking rough. And 17 to the Light, who is not looking rough so much.
Alright, and we decided that it was one attack to do that, right?
I think so. I think we
Okay.
settled on that for your multi-attack.
In that case, he's going to I'm just gonna roll for which weapon he reaches for first, because I kind of want to say Warhammer. Just bop. Yep, Warhammer. Bop the city on the head.
Which one? The Light Knight?
Yeah, the Light Knight.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. As you reach out and you try to swing with the Warhammer, but you haven't used it quite as much, and your weight is slightly off, and it into the floor. Fighters are fun. Simple, yes. All right. At this point, the Dark Knight, having felt that and getting desperate, he's going to kind of choose between the 2 thorns in his side, and he's going to go for Kane. Kane, you get 17 plus 7 to hit. Yeah. The pike does 1d10 plus 4, 13 damage on you. The Light Knight, however, actually you did damage to him as well and more sizable, so he's going to decide, yep, it's against you.
Yep.
As you've managed with the lightning strike to get them both teaming up on you.
It worked finally.
11 plus
18.
7, 18.
Meets it. Yep.
All right. 1d8 plus 4. 8 damage.
I'm gonna fucking die in this thing.
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Just Kane's corpse flops out of the tapestry.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh god.
So he's gonna start with the Black Knight this time because he's more injured and I need to not die. And just basically swing at his head.
Okay, that's sizable damage. However, he is still just barely
sorry.
up. He is wavering on his feet.
It was gonna be a disarming attack.
Okay, that does it. As you manage to power through the blow, and at the same time, you hook the warhammer under the haft of the pike and yank. And for once, it flies out of his fingers almost across the room. And I realize that's because, he was letting go anyway, as he crumples to his knees and then sideways onto the ground.
Alright, he's gonna give whatever the length of a bonus action is to check if the White Knight is still ready to fight.
Nope. You look over and you see the White Knight has lowered his shield and stood up straight. You look back and you see the armor of the Black Knight suddenly shatter and disperse into smoke. However, you look around and the pike remains.
Alright. Yeah, no. He's gonna baseball swing at the White Knight's head.
As the White Knight is in the middle of saying, "So, you have made your choice and it was right," and you take a swing. Go ahead and make your...
Sorry, it lagged for a second.
Okay. Just misses with the shield as the shield just right back up and catches.
He just points at the knight. That was for posterity's sake for punching him after I disarmed you.
The fight must continue until one of us fell. There is no other way.
What if I knocked you both out?
There is no other way.
He's gonna go over and try to pick up the pike.
You pick it up, solid in your hands,
Yep, spin it.
and the White Knight follows. You have both of the keys in your possession now.
Knew I should have fucking disarmed him.
Come.
God damn it.
As I still stand, I will show you what to do with them. Follow. And he heads up towards the altar at the head of this cathedral.
Kane holds back from stabbing him in the back with the pike, but continues.
Yep. You follow him to the altar. He circles around to stand on the other side of it, and you see a pair of slots in the altar, parallel to one another. And he gestures for you to bring the pike forward and points at one of the slots. The blade enters there. And there, the other, my own, which you have taken.
Then he will insert both and twist if needed.
Yep, you insert both, and as you watch, the White Knight reaches forward, gives them a sharp jerk, and snaps the blades off inside the stone. And with that, the top of the stone begins to glow. And you see a channel open between the two slots. And the metal almost seems to melt, though there is no heat coming off of any of this, and run together into the channel. And the glow intensifies and then fades, and rising up from the stone is a key of silver. The White Knight picks it up and holds it out to you.
He will pocket it.
Most make a choice in this room. Your refusal, however, was a choice of its own.
I mean, I think it was kind of obvious. So, would it also be a choice to cut your head off now? Or do something else useful to show me?
It would be a choice, but one that only reflects your own character.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll help me figure out my character then. He's gonna swing the Sword of Thorns at his head.
Alright, make your attack roll.
Come on.
He put down the shield for this, so I'll say
Okay.
a 19 does hit this time for 8 damage. However, it's not enough to kill him.
And
Though it
follow
does
up.
hurt.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, wrong one, but same roll, I guess. Or do I want to click it again? It's the same
No.
damage dice.
Yeah, that's fine. So we'll do another 12 damage. He is still standing as he has taken both blows, but he has rocked on his feet as well.
And a reaction
And he
afterwards?
looks. And he says, "It is a shame one so ignoble as you would retrieve the key."
Just because I don't pick a side doesn't mean that you're the noble side.
Not
Yep.
picking a side can be choosing evil in its own way. And one who would destroy all thoughtlessly and meaninglessly is a poor one indeed.
And where was this logic when I asked you not to fight, or to fight me instead?
We are made to fight. We are intended for it. We are a test.
Test which
And
forces a choice.
And though you have achieved your ends, what means will you use for more in the future? May your reflection be your better.
And tell me this, Philosopher Knight. If you force a choice on someone, is it really their choice?
The world forces choices, day by day. You walked through that door. You came to this place. You could have chosen to walk back out. A choice. You could have chosen to stand and watch. A choice. You could have chosen to side with myself or my other. A choice. You chose to fight us both. A choice. And now you have chosen to strike me down without meaning. So be it. Finish your work. And he stands with his hands spread.
Might be the first time I've admitted someone else wins a fight. Alright. Your philosophies get to me this time. Next time you force someone to choose between two equals, at least give them the benefit of the doubt. If they're angry that you force them to choose. No one likes being forced into what they're doing. You can't blame them for lashing out. He'll stow his sword and look for the way out.
You look, there is a doorway on the side wall covered in fabric.
Well, farewell, good night. Or white knight. Maybe with a broken blade you'll learn to meditate your oh so wise philosophies until step out.
You step out, the tapestry ripples around you, and you enter into the hallway again. I'll say that Calda has just stepped out as well. Alsana is sitting with the skull, exchanging riddles. Now, Ilaris.
A river! Got it.
Yes.
Ilaris, you enter your tapestry,
Yes.
and you find yourself in a long, dark room. You have dark vision, so it's really only dim, but everything is the same shade of unvarying gray. But at the far end of the room, a faint, dim light that shines like a beacon to your dark vision. In a small alcove set in the wall, with a trio of steps leading up to it from the floor. In front of you, there is a waist-high railing extending from the side walls, not quite to the middle, leaving enough of an opening to walk through, with something of an arch over it. Inside the alcove across the way, you see a small key.
I walk towards the alcove and I take the key.
All right. You walk forwards. About 10 feet in. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Crap.
And you pass under the archway. Your foot hits air, and you down onto the floor as you completely missed seeing a step hidden in the dim light of the room. The floor is exactly the same color and shade throughout the room. There are no flagstones, nothing to break it up or show you where a ledge might be. You don't take damage, it was only a single step fall, but you did hit the floor and you did perhaps taste a little bit of blood as a tooth hit the corner of your lip.
Huh.
You get up. Roll a quick perception check. It is at disadvantage because of dim light. Despite
Even
dark
with double
vision.
sight?
Even with double sight, it's still dim light. Dim light is technically disadvantage on sight-based perception checks.
That
16?
was not. Wait, what the hell?
Nope, that's
That was
the other
not
way
meant to
around.
be it. I tried to do it at disadvantage, but for whatever reason, it went at advantage.
Yeah,
You
sometimes
have
sheets are like that.
you have that thing that gives you advantage on perception checks. Remember?
Oh, okay.
I do have the eyes
So-
of the eagle.
Yeah, so you basically advantage, disadvantage cancel out. Unfortunately, your
was
first
the natural
number
one.
was, the nat one. So,
Yeah.
as you're kind of peering around, you kind of can't make out if there are any more, like, ledges or steps. You don't see anything, but you also completely miss the shadow that suddenly rises up behind you and suddenly rakes forward with clawed fingers. This is a +4 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Alright. You take this +2, 8 necrotic damage. And your strength is reduced by 1. As you wheel around and see a vague, amorphous shape in the darkness with a pair of briefly visible, glowing eyes before they blink out and vanish into the dimness. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and breathe. I'm gonna try and guess where I think just with like battle, with like the little bit of battle premonition that Alaris would have from fighting shrubs for so long, where he'd think the shadow would strike next.
All right, roll another perception check. We'll take the first number. Don't worry about trying to force advantage, disadvantage. Because
crap.
7. Yep, it is 11. You're not quite sure. You don't know. I'll say that was a bonus action to look around. Anything else? As essentially you have a turn. The key alcove is about, as I measure out my little pseudo map that I made. Let's see, you are here. About 65 feet away.
I can see it.
You can see the key. You won't be able to get there in one turn, even if you dash.
How about a dimension door?
A dimension door. Nice.
Yes.
All right. Okay. You teleport across to the top step right beside the alcove where the key is. You reach in, you grab the key. It is kind of a warm golden cover, heavy in your hand. You turn around, and yeah, I'd say that is your action. That was your bonus action. You do have 30 feet of movement if you want to use it.
So there's like the little alcove, right?
Yes. It's really just like a cubby in the wall, the sort of thing where you'd put like a small display item or
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna train my eye forward.
All right.
Try
And just try and be ready. You've already rolled perception this turn, so you're just kind of waiting. As the shadow goes and appears just through the very dim light surrounding this alcove, and it's going to make another quick attack on you. That's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Another 2d6 plus 2, that's 12 necrotic damage. And another 1 point to your strength score. And then it fades back into the darkness. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I wasn't being attacked when I was behind the railing, right?
At least not yet.
At least not yet. Do I know where the exit is?
It is exactly across the room where you came in. It's good, let's see, 75 feet across.
You said 75 feet?
75 feet.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. I am going to hold my action, wait for it to try and attack me again, and I'm thunderstep to the exit.
That is your action to thunderstep. Is that what you
Yes.
mean?
And I'll hold it. And I'll hold it until
Ah, got it.
it tries to attack.
All right, and it will, of course, try to attack, so you unleash the thunderstep, you zap across to the exit, and, yeah. I'll say at that point it doesn't really matter because you're at the exit. Whether it shreds this shadowed pieces or not, you have reached the tapestry, and you just dive through.
Oh, you're all back.
Yep, you
Yes.
actually would have been done before the others, funnily enough.
Oh.
So when they came out, Alaris was already waiting with Alsana and listening to the riddle game.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Is a sphinx too literal of an answer, or oh my god, Alaris, what have you been through?
Dark room, shadow monster.
Oh,
These both my spell slots.
I had a fire and some bottles and some invisible ink.
I might need a little bit of patching up.
Well,
Shadow
we'll wait for the
monster,
others, but
you know.
she starts pulling out the needle and thread.
Okay.
You have to talk with York for a bit, though,
Yes.
as I need to put this string in my mouth. And she just bites down on it and hands the skull to Alaris.
Like
Hey!
from the play.
Hey!
Oh. Hi.
Wanna hear a riddle?
Sure.
Iron roof, glass walls, burns and burns but never falls.
Lantern?
Damn it! How'd you get that so fast?
Patron.
That's one of my favorites!
To be fair, dear, it is literally a tapestry of the answer right over there.
Oh. I didn't... Oh yeah. Didn't think of that.
Yes, you didn't know. Alaris, bite down on something. Quit!
Uh-huh. And he'll bite down on a sleeve or something. He takes a bolt and bites down on it.
And she pulls the whole thing tight.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Galda.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, short
Hi.
stuff!
Hey, shorter stuff.
Yeah, you got me there.
Eh.
How's your tapestry?
Exploding dragons and a biting box. But I
Lana
got
has
it.
this, like, disappointed look on her face.
Shadow monster.
Ah.
Yeah,
Ouch.
in a dim room. Yeah, I had to. Thankfully, I have enough teleportation spells that I can get in and out this fast enough. It's just a little bit slow on the other.
You know, if a shadow monster. Do you think my lantern would have worked? Sees invisible stuff.
Perhaps.
I was wondering about that, but then you went for the mirror.
Exactly.
Do you need some... I see some scorch marks.
Some scorch mark. Yeah.
I have some aloe in here somewhere.
I'd appreciate it. I don't really have much of that.
Basically, at this point, Ariel, can we take a short rest?
Yes, I'll
Yes.
allow you to take a short rest in this hallway.
Alright.
I assume Kane stumbles out covered in blood like,
Yep.
Where have
Oh.
you been?
I hate philosophy.
Oh
Sits
my
out.
goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Did you get in a knife fight with a poet?
Yeah, what happened there? Why?
No,
why
I brought a hammer to a knife fight with 2 poets, actually.
What?
And you missed.
And you missed.
That's the worst open mic ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Mike opened me up from neck to navel, so if someone could patch me up.
Ugh.
Well, I can't promise you'll keep all your organs. I need payment somehow, but I'll do my best.
Alright, can you keep just the ones that involve eating?
Okay, fine. I'll take the breathing.
Alright, sounds good. Kind of just plop down and he'll first do his second wind, because I might as well use it before the short rest.
Sure thing.
Alright, so everyone but me, go ahead and heal up with your max hit dice.
Oh, did you make the check?
Oh, good point.
Yep, you gotta make the individual,
Yep,
is it
yep.
individual check?
I
Yes.
believe so, for each creature.
Medicine, so name them off.
Yep, so let's go. Well, in the order they came, so Alaris called a Kane.
Okay. Nice.
Jesus!
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, come on! It's DC 15!
Guidance, she makes it.
Okay. I'll allow it. You've got time to cast guidance when you do sewing, so yes.
Although she gives the least of a shit about Kane's.
Oh, obviously.
Oh.
He goes, oh, I forgot that open wound, and just yanks.
Kind of just sits there, eyes closed, like, this is my life now.
Gonna need to pick up more string at this rate.
Here, I'll try to pull. Wait, did I already use the bag today?
You know, I cannot remember. I think you might have.
As he puts his hand into it, she goes, dear, unless you have very, very specific string, I don't think that's gonna cover my bases.
Oh, give me a description before I pull my hand out.
She just, like, shows the basic medical string she probably has.
Alright,
Medical
he'll
thread.
go for medical thread.
Roll a d20.
Gets a spool
Yeah,
of wool.
I think
Spool
I
of
think
wool.
that a 7 is something that does the trick, but it's not great. What that
Hold on.
means, something is specific. Oh, you get the standard. Never mind. Yeah, you get pretty standard spool of medical thread. There's not a lot to it. It's kind of a smaller spool.
I want him to get, like, a roll
It'll
of hemp
do.
thread or something. Just like, well, if you insist.
I got like a
Just get the
steel
contact
cable.
high from just like.
It's not what happened. Anyways.
I know,
He'll
but
just
it's
pull it out
funnier
and be like,
to say it that way.
does this work?
In her professional medical opinion, does it work?
It'll work.
Alright. She'll stow it away.
Consider this payment for the healing. So, I can keep my organs now.
It's stitching, not healing. But,
Heals me up pretty good.
I mean, if you haven't noticed, then that's even better. But,
Do you still do lobotomies, or is that extra charge?
unfortunately, I don't do repeat customers.
Fair enough.
All
How you
right.
doing, Lars?
Pretty good.
He's still getting his stomach closed.
Yep. Everybody can choose their hit dice and take the maximum healing, if you haven't done that already.
I take 3 and go back to full health.
Same
Okay.
here.
Handy.
Does
Alright.
Alars get any bonuses for that 31?
Probably not.
Hold on, let's... 34.
Your stitching on his is the best you feel that you've produced so far.
Is it like... Okay, you ever see those videos of, like, you stitch the pants and, like, you can't even see it at all? It's like the fabric is just, like, one sheet.
I have seen the videos, yes.
Yeah, it's just completely smooth.
It's like a small seam,
Yep.
just like
Yeah.
not even barely.
So I'll pull the strings out in a few days' time, but for now, you should be okay.
I'll say that on the 34, Elaris, you're not even going to have a scar from this.
Wow. Good as new. That's a
I think about so, and she flicks it.
Does hurt still.
yeah, it stinks a bit, but
Alright.
that's fine.
So,
Alright.
4 keys. You
Oh, I
did all get the keys, right?
I think I lost mine.
Yep.
I have
Hold
mine.
on.
Well, you can go back in, and I'm not patching you up this time.
Hold
You
on,
have to fight 2 more nights.
let me just check my ruling before I actually say something stupid. Or check the rules on something.
Okay.
It's like a normal bag of holding, right? Except for the
Yeah.
thing where you can pull stuff out.
Yes.
Alright, he'll stick his head in the bag of holding and come out with the key in his mouth. Found it.
Can't you kill yourself doing that? Anyway.
I just checked. Don't worry, I'm good.
Sticks his head in, just a skull comes out, just flops over. It's like, oh my god. Kane just fucking
And time to roll a new character.
Hey, got a new friend!
No
Nope.
voice Kane.
Kane's fine. Alright, you've got your 4 keys, you've got the 4 locks. The math is simple.
Alsan will do the one that like correlates to the one she has.
Yep.
Yeah.
And each lock is very obviously matches each key. Your keys are of different materials and metals, slightly different sizes. So it's simple. You just slot the keys in, and you click them over. One by one, you hear bolts slide, and you can open the door. Beyond it, there is a massive room. Really, it seems more like a hallway of sorts with wider corners. Going around a clear and open pit in the center, but well illuminated with pale light from a high ceiling. There is no wall or guard railing of any kind around the edges of this walkway and the octagonal pit in the center. But as you walk forward, you see a slight shimmer and hum in the air. Some of you might be able to guess at some form of magic that forms an invisible barrier. The pit itself, about 160 feet across on any side, perfectly symmetrical. And as you approach and look down into it, you're approaching from, let's call it the south of the pit. Directly below you, you see what seems to be a small, like a medium-sized doorway. Across, a larger set of double doors. To the left and right, heavier iron grates that seem to have behind them some sort of deeply shadowed room. On this upper level, this balcony of sorts, right above those heavier gates, you see a couple of stands, one on each side, with a crystal ball sitting on top. One in white and one in black, as usual.
So I was just gonna real quick just tap a unicorn wand and detect good and evil.
Okay. Celestials, aberrations, fiends, undead, etc. Dragons, I believe, are on there. Don't sense any of those.
So, magic folk. Anything to be worried about, or just whatever glittery glattery in front of us is?
Alsana like put her hand to the wall. Does it seem to be coming from anywhere? Projected from any one point?
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Alright, with guidance.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep.
There's my
That's
good Arcana
26.
rolls.
It's essentially kind of like a wall of force, but it is built solidly into the room itself. It stretches all the way around this pit in the floor. Even if it was gone, it's a good 50-foot drop into the pit. It could just be there for safety. But it does stretch floor to ceiling. I'll say with that 26 Arcana roll, you have suspicions about those orbs on pedestals. That is very classic magic sort of setup. What exactly they do, you can't guess from this distance. But you get the sense that they are connected in some way to whatever the puzzle is in this room.
Well, if it's not obvious by the placement of things here, those orbs have something to do with something. And I really don't see this, and she like taps on it, really going anywhere or being able to be shut down unless it's fully intended. It's a bit like that gravity thing where it seems the whole damn room is built around it.
Yeah.
So, sorry,
What's fine?
exactly how much is that barrier limiting us from going?
You can't, nothing can pass through it. No spells, nothing physical. It's basically a solid wall, but perfectly see-through without actually being glass.
I mean,
But how much of the room does it block off?
Oh, you can walk around this entire upper balcony area. It is a continuous loop around this octagonal pit in the floor. You just can't go over the edge into the pit.
and is there any hope of seeing further down the pit?
For the most part, it seems pretty basic stone. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Good old guidance as well. That would be a 23.
Yeah. All right. You kind of try a few different angles. The pit seems pretty featureless for the most part, except you do catch the very faint shimmer of actually a few more of these force walls inside the pit, kind of forming a kind of blocky snaking pattern, almost like a two-part spiral towards the center, but not quite.
So like something like a staircase, or
No, it is not. It's not something that you can step on. They are standing vertical. They're more like additional partitions or walls inside there. You also see a faint gleam of metal beyond the iron grates.
And sorry again. We're on the upper balcony. Is there anything else on the upper balcony right now? Or
The glass orbs
Yep.
are on the upper balcony.
but
One
is
above
there a
each other.
door across from
No.
us, or
There is not.
okay? Alsana will approach one of the orbs.
All right. Would you like to approach the black or the white? Basically, like left or right.
She'll do the black.
Okay, you head towards the black. You can do another Arcana up close. I'll say because you're up close and you're inspecting it closely, you know what? What the hell? Throw the investigation advantage with glasses on. You're looking for small details too.
Right. But it's
However,
still an Arcana check.
It's the same modifier, really. So, yeah. You're proficient with both, right?
Investigation I am not.
Okay.
I have a
It's-
+3, but it's on it.
Yeah. Still an Arcana check. Let's just call it that.
All
This
right.
isn't going to happen a lot, but what the hell at this point? Mm,
16.
16. You don't get a lot, but you do get the sense of a kind of instead of scrying like the last orb you came across in another dungeon a while back, this one seems to be a kind of control. You also get the sense that the size of it, the spacing and stuff, it's either meant for one person standing there with both hands on, or if you shuffled over, maybe two people with one hand each. Hint, hint.
And can she check the other one, see if there's like any differences of it in the little like arcane details or anything of the sort?
Sure. You walk around the entire circumference of this thing. It's a long walk. It's an enormous room. This place is immense.
Room helps.
Yep. But you cannot cut across with the broom. You can just go faster around the edge.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, the white orb is functionally identical. The only difference seems to be the color.
Oh, is this what I'm... She walks back over to the black one. Actually, no, that's a long way. She'll just slowly put a hand on the orb.
All right. You put your hand on the orb, and there's this faint fuzz of magic washing against your hand. It's not dangerous or violent or intrusive. It's just a little push. And then as the wave of magic flows and then ebbs, it kind of gently pulls at some of your senses, inviting you to see, to command, to control. And you sense, even without going along with it, the presence of something. Metal, cold, gleaming, as pale as the stone under your hand, in the grated room beneath you.
I might have to control a metal bird and fly it through force fields. She'll give the control a try and maybe... she'll send Alaris over to the other one.
Okay.
I think there might be a bit of something here, I'm not sure, but call to stay on point as well. This is magic-y.
Alright.
Indeed.
Do you want me to just keep my bow out?
Maybe just look into the middle.
If I fall in, I blame you. You'll keep watch with the bow out.
Wouldn't be the first time. She'll just kind of go try and control whatever is being offered.
All right. As you press your awareness, your consciousness, your will into this, you kind of get a little bit of a feedback, not quite in the form of a question, but something similar, a question mark, and the sense of there are more in the room. Who will join you?
Do I need another?
And you get the sense of 4 entered, 4 participate, 2 and 2. Alaris, you on the other end with the Darkstone, if you are pressing in your thoughts and will in the same way, you're kind of getting the same impression.
Okay.
Alright, boys on one side, girls on the other.
Alright.
Cole's gonna go over to where Elsana is.
Okay,
Alright.
with me?
What, you assume because I don't wear a skirt? I'm on the guy's side?
No, because there's 2 on that side. There's 1 on this side. We need 2 on both.
Huh. I'll have you know I never worn a skirt in my life.
Really?
Yeah, don't
Your
be so
life,
demeaning.
that's a bit extreme.
I don't like skirts. They don't have pockets.
They're
Haven't
wonderfully
found one
useful
with
for running, though.
She like tilts her head and it's like, maybe yours don't.
I need to find one with pockets, but
Or make
pants are
one.
nice.
She
Or
goes,
always made your own skirt.
she just
Hold on,
goes
don't you ever have to go running a long distance? It's really good not to have your legs all held down by your pants.
Are you guys
So
shouting
make
this
flowy
across the
pants.
room?
Oh no, Kane's walking up as he's going.
Yes.
Also, Alsana like pulls out the needle from like her pocket and just. Also, someone had to do the hemming when we were living together, so she puts it back.
Yeah, I remember you always, when I first put on a new pair of pants, you'd always tie my legs together.
Oh, that was the fun part.
Mm.
Calls it, get up, puts the hand on the orb again.
Yep, I got it.
Put
Tippy
hands
toes,
on
hand on
orb.
orb.
Bane, hurry up.
Yeah, don't rush me. Kind of put a hand on Alaris' head and a hand on the orb.
All right. And with that, all of you get the sense of these creatures, these constructs beneath you, stirring to life, shaking off the dust of ages. And there is a contented sense of affirmation that washes through all four. The sense of, good, we're ready. The grates slowly creak and start to rumble upwards. You all get a sense of, this is how we move. This is what we do. We fight until the end. As out from beneath Calda and Alsana strides an iron golem in pale white metal.
I
And
know
from
that
beneath
art.
Elaris and Kane, an equal in black.
I know that art too.
Oh man.
Yep, I found art.
I know the game it's from. I've fought that thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. But now you get to fight as it. All right, this is going to be interesting, guys.
Someone put
This is
Robot
gonna be
Rock on.
unusual.
Holy shit.
As I go ahead and swap the music over, the way this is going to work is kind of like, but a little bit different from the usual initiative and sheets. Each of you, as a pair, have access to the sheet of the golem you are controlling. You can control it, you can move it. I've put the health in the little green circles above each, so you can easily edit it as you go
Or
along.
not on the map.
And yes, thank you for reminding me. I will move you onto the map. The blue lines are the force fields you cannot move through currently. They are a kind of maze at the moment. As I go ahead and swap over some music. Now, for this, you guys are going to roll your own character's initiatives, not initiative for the golems. On your character's turn, you can take an action, a bonus action, and a movement listed on your golem's sheet. So basically, your initiative determines when you can command the thing. Nope, do not use the golem. Go ahead and drag your tokens on top here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did use my initiative button, just not my token.
Oh, okay. So I'll go ahead and add you on as your token, and there we go. Add turn, initiative 8. There we go. Alright. You'll each have your own reactions that you can use through the golem. They will reset on your turns as usual. If there are any other questions, bugs, or kinks that I have forgotten, we'll kind of iron them out and go over them as we go along.
I'll just put
For now?
Alsana's down to 7 because I know Kane has higher dex.
Okay.
Do you have +0?
+0, yep.
Damn.
Alright, that works. So, Calda, you have the first go as your command of this Iron Golem seems for a moment to ebb and kind of rise over Alsana's. You have total control of the golem for your turn. What would you like to do?
Alrighty, we're gonna start moving it a little closer.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna move it 30 feet. And then, let's see. That's a lot of stuff. Let's see. We can probably dash so we get a little closer.
Sure.
So let's bop over here.
There
you.
we go. You're welcome. Will that be your turn?
Yes, it shall.
For the record, all of you can still communicate freely. Your attention is kind of split between yourselves and the golems. So you can still confer with one another as pilots.
You're going down, simpletons.
Oh man.
Elaris, you see the pale one start to approach. What would you like to do as your control rises?
I've embroiled myself in a sibling rivalry, apparently. So, yeah, in kind dash 60 feet that way.
All right. Kane, you're next. What would you like to do with your control of the golem?
I just learned this philosophy lesson. And he take the golem 30 feet. And he's going to remain there with a held sword attack.
Okay. Alsana, it is your turn.
Okay. So, sorry, what are the blue lines exactly doing?
Force walls. Nothing can pass through them.
Okay.
Think of them as kind of like those walls in a laser tag arena that just exist to make the terrain more interesting than an empty room.
Alright. And it's got 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have it 30 over to there. Calda's directly after me?
Yes.
Alright, she'll have it move the other 30 over to there with a dash.
Okay.
And just kind of... Can she, like, whisper over to Calda, just in the way that the others can't hear?
Yes.
Right.
There's great distance.
Hold that blast. Wait for them to turn the corner.
Alright.
Calda.
Yep, we're holding an energy orb until the other golem turns the corner. Actually, let me check something first.
Oh, it's about to.
Okay. Yeah, when it gets, I think, to here, do you think? Because that'll be no
Well, as soon as we
cover.
see it, really.
Yeah, well,
As soon as we fully see it.
As
Yeah,
soon as you
we
know
fully
you
see it.
did it.
Yep.
Alright. Elaris. Kane is holding a sword attack, but you can move the golem in the meantime. You can take actions or movement. You do not know what the others are planning unless you want to make an insight check to guess.
I will try that since Kane's holding the action, since I would want him to do the orb attack.
Alright.
So I will make an insight check.
Okay.
+1 insight, baby, here we go.
Yep, I'm allowing it mostly because you guys were both moving and then suddenly this golem stopped and is held. Nope, you've got no idea what they're doing. They're just standing there. You think maybe they're holding another sword attack.
Don't want to risk it.
What?
So I'm just gonna... We're just wait around the corner until they try and come over and pop, and then we pop them in the head. So yeah, we'll just wait around.
Okay. Kane, your held action runs out. Do you want to hold again or do something else?
No, he is going to take the dodge action and step up to here.
Okay. So,
Alrighty.
dodge action is in play, and you guys can take your held action, Calda?
Disadvantage, right? Because dodge?
Yep.
Oh, okay. 14, no.
Nope.
Alright, so that was 10 feet, so 15, 20, 30.
Oh, it's on GM roll. That's weird.
Oh, that's probably because I was afraid of accidentally clicking something, so make sure that's off of
Yep,
GM.
was on ours too.
Yeah, my bad.
Yep, no worries.
Alright.
Yep, so that'll be all from Kane. However, dodge action persists until the beginning of my next turn.
Alsana, what would you like to do?
So the held actions of someone else still remain if something else has happened?
Yeah, we effectively have 2 reactions.
Yep, pretty much.
So-
It's going to be a little goofy.
Alright. Alsana might you know, I'm going to direct message Ty because I ain't having any of you guys here in our plans right now.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Feel free, you
We're
guys.
actually doing
Direct.
this.
No, hey, it's a good tactic. You guys can direct message each other if need be.
John, I'm gonna say my plan in Pig Latin.
Oh god.
No, shut the fuck up.
I'm
I don't know
fluent in
Pig
Pig Latin. Fuck you.
Unchpe am they in ede ace I've never done Pig Latin before.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of those.
That's pretty good. Sure.
Oh. Alright, as Halsana and Calder are furiously whispering across the room and deliberating their
Alright.
plan of attack.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, hmm. Oh, 1 second. More deliberating.
In the meantime, Kane's just looking at him like, you know, I just did a moral quandary like this. Should we even let them fight? Or is the fighting even worth it? I mean, at this point, it really just seems a bit useless now. Thank you for that one, John.
No problem.
Oh god, I wish I could screenshot that.
What are we doing, Ty?
1 second, I need to check reach.
If it makes you feel better, John just screenshotted me. It's just direct message me. Shut the fuck up, Kane.
Yeah, you're just like, moral quandary. Ah, shut the fuck. Just like, it's just like, oh, shut up.
Alright.
I get enough of this from my mother-in-law.
Alsan will have it move down to there, and then take the dodge action.
Alright, Alsana has the dodge action going.
Down to where?
Just moved a little bit. It was basically a 5-foot movement, 10 foot maybe.
Okay.
Alright, at the top of the round, let's see, as it's been a couple rounds.
Quick question.
Alright. Yes.
The recharge, is it the beginning of each pilot's turn, or just the pilot who used the ability?
Pilot who used the ability.
Okay. So does each pilot have their own use?
No.
It's just
Yeah,
when the refresh
that's-
time comes around.
Yeah,
when
that's-
you use it.
That's why I made it a 5 to 6 instead of just a 6.
Alright, so would
Okay.
I
But
be
it's a
re-rolling
good
then?
question. Good question, though.
Should I roll that d6 then, because I took a turn?
No,
no,
because the
no,
one who
Calda,
used it was
Calda,
the
Calda.
spy.
it would be Caldas. However, that's going to come up in a second as suddenly the force fields flicker out.
Oh shit.
Hold on. And as I consult my handy
Oops.
map, we get new ones forming.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, I like this now.
And get a second one going as it mimics as closely as I can make it without having to count too many blocks because I did this to myself. Whoops.
Could put these all on GM layer and just reveal them.
Yeah, but then they're really hard to untangle because some of them crisscross each other.
Sure.
Could have made them different coolers.
No, it's still the selecting is weird.
Yeah. Yep, okay, it's not perfect. I know it's off, but that is the basic shape that I have. As a new swirl appears in the room in force fields. Calda, it is your turn. It's not changed too much. fine.
Alrighty, so Alsana did dodge action. Okay. Calda's going to go up 30 feet. And so dodging until
Uh,
Alsana's done.
Do your recharge too.
Yes, the recharge.
yes.
Oh yeah, because we could just do that too.
Yep,
Oh,
good.
It's
Okay.
recharged. You've got
Awesome.
your orb back.
Still disadvantage.
I don't. That's. Um. Gonna hold sword. Gonna
Okay.
hold sword until it gets 10 feet, 'cause 10-foot reach.
All right.
John, do I,
Ilaris.
need to, do I need to direct message you what to do?
Maybe.
You're an archer. Do some archering.
Fair enough. Is
Note
this a
that
disadvantage?
Alsana has taken, yes, the dodge action, so any attack, disadvantage.
Yeah, okay. And G.
Oh, nice.
That's a
22 to
hit.
hit.
So you have to make a con save.
Yep, use the golem's
Okay.
sheet to make a constitution saving throw. We'll say Call to go ahead and do the thing. Or whoever.
Gotcha. Okay, con save.
All
You
right.
are stunned until the end of
Does-
my next turn.
Does the golem get the bonus from the aura? Because Called is controlling it, or no?
Doesn't
Um,
not
no.
Aurora.
I'm gonna say no
But does
because
it get the
nobody, yeah, nobody else's class abilities are coming through quite that way. But it's an interesting
Golem is
thought.
not physically within 30 feet of Calder right now.
No, but the controllers are, so I wasn't sure how that worked.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
kind of
it's-
an odd thing.
I think it's 10 feet.
Well, let's just tell her what to do, really.
Yeah.
Would I be? So I assume I can't just use action surge then, right?
Nope, no action surge.
The
for
fuck
Kane.
no, you can't.
Can I channel
Just
my
gonna check.
weapon through the golem?
You have what is on the golem sheet.
That's a shame.
However,
That'd be
each
awesome,
pilot-
though.
Note, each pilot of golem stunned in this way may attempt to make a charisma check against this DC as an action on your own turn to override the stun effect and return the construct to full functionality. So basically, Calda, Alsana, you feel the golem, kind of the control, just suddenly lock up and freeze. You feel the magic kind of vibrating under your hand. You think you might be able to force your way through it, or it'll wear off on its own. But until then, the golem in the arena is locked in place. Elaris, anything else on your turn? That was your action to do the orb.
Thank you, John.
All right, he's moved in.
Stunned,
Alright.
so you can't take the action to sword.
Yep.
Nope,
Correct.
unfortunately.
But they are still dodging, correct?
No.
No, it's
It doesn't.
would get rid
It
of
doesn't
the
limit
dodge,
that.
doesn't it?
You know, that is a weird question.
I'm gonna call, like, logistic bullshit on that.
Yeah, because I don't
Because
think...
you're taking the dodge action, but when you're, like, stunned or / incapacitated, you can't take action, so I would think that doesn't come into play.
Yeah.
But if you cast a spell that didn't require concentration, the concentration would continue anyways.
You lose this benefit if
Yes.
you are incapacitated. Is
Okay.
stunned incapacitated.
It is, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Then, or if your speed drops to 0. So dodge is gone.
Dodge is
Regular, regular attack for Kane.
gone. Regular attacks.
Alright. And John, I'm not going to take your advice, because I'm going to use my sword instead of my punch, but I do appreciate the advice.
Yes.
And yeah, these have advantage because stun and no longer dodging.
Alright, 27 will hit. 16, I don't think so. You guys check your sheet to make sure. And make sure only one person is marking off the damage.
Who's doing it?
I'm just doing it on paper if you want to do it on that.
Just stick with the paper.
Okay.
Although,
Alright.
no, the token makes it much easier.
Math.
You can
I have a
save it
question.
minus 25.
Yes.
About Pig Latin.
Okay.
Glad
Would
we're on
sword... Would sword be... Ordsway?
Yeah, it's Ordsway. It's Ordsway.
It's not Wordsay?
No, you
It's the
take the
first
first two
syllable.
consonants. Like,
Sound.
Okay.
The first sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first sound is sw, not s.
It's weird.
But if the W is silent when you're writing out, you take the
It's-
W too?
Okay, is it Kane's turn or what?
No, Kane's done. I just did my
Okay.
turn. It's your turn.
Alsana.
Okay. I mean, all she can do is the charisma save, right?
Yep, charisma check, really. But yes.
Charisma check,
Give it-
and it's just her own?
Yep.
So that would get the bonus from the Paladin then, right?
Actually,
No,
no,
it's not
it is
saving
not a
throw, it's a check.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's a check, and it is an action, so you wouldn't be able
Yep,
to
I
guidance
know.
it. So, okay.
Got that. I went and got action. No, fuck off. Okay,
You could guidance Calda and have her do it, but that's gambling, and it's up to you.
No, I'm gonna do that because Gold has the higher charisma by any means.
Yep, it does
Yeah.
mean that Calda wouldn't be able to use her action on anything else, but
Yeah, but we
Right.
can't do anything else anyways, so...
absolutely. All right. So Calda, you have guidance. You can make a charisma check with it to try to override functionality.
Okay. 17 plus 3, 20.
20. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
That was a DC 18, so you have full control of the golem again. The golem is no longer stunned. You can move with it, but you cannot do any action with it.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything, or are you just going to stay there?
I need a second opinion.
Uh,
Consult the ancient Devon.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna stay there.
All right, Ilaris, it's your turn. You can re-roll. You can roll the recharge on the energy orb, if you'd like, just to see if it comes back. It is not back.
Nope, not back yet. Okay.
All
cool.
right.
That's fun.
The golem across from you is no longer stunned. It is within melee range. It would be a normal attack if you take one.
Okay, I'm gonna make 2 sword attacks at it.
Okay.
Nope.
7 to hit? Nope. 24 to hit. 23 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Anything else on your turn?
No.
All right, Kane. What would you like to do?
I'm debating.
Mhm.
But I will defer to John's thoughts. And take a dodge action
All right.
and use my movement to head up to there, so I'll take the reaction attack.
Yep, reaction at disadvantage due to dodge. So whoever would like to use their reaction can do so.
Alsan will use hers.
Doesn't matter too much. You both are next.
Is it
so.
is it normal or disadvantage? Sorry.
Disadvantage goes dodge.
Action.
Yes.
Sword.
Stop.
All right, Kane. You get the golem out of the way. Alsana, it is your turn.
Alright.
I do have one question, Ariel. Why is it
Yeah.
sword when there's an axe in the art?
Because I wanted swords, but the art I found had axes.
Alright, fair enough.
Move over to there. Energy orbs recharged, right?
Yes.
No cover, right?
No cover.
Disadvantage because
Should be
of dodge
disadvantage, yeah. Oh,
Dodge action. Go ahead and roll another d20. If it's below an 11, you take that one. So
Yep.
7 plus 5 plus
Yep,
5,
so it
still
doesn't hit.
17. So no.
action. Yeah.
Yep, as it goes wide. Over there. Not like moving anywhere else to do anything. Screw it, she'll move up a bit.
Okay.
That'll be the turn.
At the start of this round, it's been another 2 rounds. 3. Oh, that one. All right. As the walls suddenly vanish and are replaced once again. This time with something that goes straight down the middle. The Dark Golem. I need a quick dexterity saving throw.
With advantage because dodge.
Yep.
Oh, this thing's not very dexterous.
Golem itself.
Oh, their baby.
Yep, Golem itself. Okay, you take a basic 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Let me roll that real quick. 6 damage, and are shunted to the side. Yep, you got it.
John, I'll distract John, don't worry.
Okay. And hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got one more that goes about there. Roughly speaking. All right. So there is your new arena. You guys are separated by a wall now. Khalid, it's your turn.
Oh shit.
Okay. Let's. Yeah. Maybe fall back a little.
I love hearing the little doo-doots in the background as people messaging each other.
That's Devin yelling at me. No.
If it makes you feel any better, me and John have done every message in Pig Latin. Except for shut the fuck up, Kane. That one was normal.
Yes. Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Can we see through it?
You can see through it. It is a clear wall of force.
Oh, I'm sad. The way I moved my foot, I bent the front page on the Stormlight Archive book.
Oh. Oh no. Calda, do you have any preferences for what
Yeah.
you're gonna do?
I know, Devin. Fall back a little bit. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know what that means.
Teamwork.
I don't know what that means.
That's always fun.
I love this. That's true. I'm gonna go back and take the dodge action. Fuck.
All right. Dodge action is engaged until the start of Calda's next
Oh.
turn.
Okay.
Damn it!
If you want to take it back, then you can.
Something.
Like, if you, do you understand what I meant? Like, do you just not care?
No! Excuse me. I'm dummy. I don't know what you mean by that.
Then ask.
You guys can also... Y'all can say it out loud.
I know.
And you can too. No, they can't move more than 120. They can't move more than 120 feet in the 2 turns they have, and the farthest they can get is the entrance on either one of those walls. Those walls aren't going to change for a whole round of turn. If you do a dodge action, we're just taking damage, and I can't hold the to hit. So you have to hold the to hit and wait around a corner with a baseball bat for them, even though they can already see you. But hey, this is the best chance we get.
Oh, I can wait around the corner. Oh, wait around the corner with the baseball bat. Okay. I get that now. I'm really dumb and very tired. Okay, I'm gonna use my mulligan
Okay.
and wait around the corner with the baseball bat.
Just so you
I'm
know-
going to.
Okay.
What's
You're
up?
gonna go that way?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. That's.
I got it.
The farthest
Thank
they
you.
can get is either there or there.
Do you want me to dash? It's like
No, I'm just letting you know.
I know.
No.
I'm gonna hold my sword.
Okay, Calda is holding the sword up. Elaris, what would you like to do with your control of the golem? The battlefield has changed.
John, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what you were trying to write in Pig Latin because I'm not good at reading Pig Latin.
Stop writing in Pig Latin!
Guys, you know you can just say it out loud.
Ourselves too?
Here's the thing, I can't speak Pig Latin faster than I can write it.
Yeah, same here. So I'm just like short-circuiting on this, but this is the fate we've consigned ourselves to because
Well,
it's cursed.
first
and
roll
I
your
hate it.
recharge.
Yeah. Reach.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that. Also, one of those is definitely not a word.
You guys have your orb back. Either one of you can use it at a later opportunity, but it's back.
Right. I say, just go. Just yeet around the corner. Absolute madman.
Yo.
Okay, John, well, I do like that idea. First of all, it wasn't in Pigland, so it's not valid. Second of all,
There's a whole other battle going on there in the background, and watch your mic, John.
Oh my god.
second of all, they can see through the walls, so there's no point. So just
Yeah.
We're trying to get under a cardboard box or what?
Stealth probably not going to be you guys as a, best tactic here. Just saying.
so that's 30, John. With the bottom right corner where I'm putting it.
Yep.
And then you could do another 30 if you want. Yeah, you could do like bottom right corner to right.
Yeah, I'll dash.
No reason not to at this point.
Sure.
At least this way, when the wall falls, we'll be on the same side.
You never know,
Hopefully.
man.
All right, Kane.
Alright. Kane is going to move the giant and going to gonna take the dodge action. And can he attempt to make a persuasion check against Calda to come fight him?
I wouldn't be able to set the DC on that. So I'll say
Challenge
that
versus insight?
it might be. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Sana's next, but, do what you want.
Persuasion versus insight. He's calling out to Calda, so Calda can do insight. If...
I really feel like those are just both luck rolls.
I mean, my persuasion is not very high. It makes me feel better.
My insight's not very high, if that makes you feel any better.
Alright, let's roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
I know you throw a little water.
Although without my dice, you have a better chance because if you get a 1, you get to re-roll.
Yeah.
That's true. What are you,
And
what are you
also-
saying?
Have you seen my dice this game?
Yikes.
Roll
What,
them.
what are you saying, Kane?
Pretty bad.
He just kind of goes like, "Come on, Calda. I know you wanted to slug me for a while now, and I've clicked the button. It's not going." So
Pretty paid.
They-
Hey.
Go ahead and do your insight, Calda.
there we go.
Why don't you get over here and I'll slug you myself, son?
Make a good point. That's all.
Okay.
Dodge action, I'm good.
All dodge action is on. Alsana.
There's a twitch on Alsana's face. She's
Yeah,
gonna-
but I'm not gonna challenge her insight.
Oh no, but she's gonna take the dodge action.
Okay.
Can we... If it's right there, we can get there, right?
You measure from the bottom corner, so no.
Yeah, you guys would be inside the wall at that point, because you would cover those 2 squares.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
That...
Yeah. Top corner would be the 30 foot, but you've already taken the dodge action, so you wouldn't be able to go any further.
Yeah,
you
I
would-
know.
Mhm. Yeah, you can pretty much get down into this 4-foot square. This 4, square. I can't speak either, guys.
That large square.
Yes. So,
I need to brush up on my Pig Latin, man. I should have taken the extra course in high school. It would have been useful.
Oh, master.
Alsana will move up to here.
Sorry, Ty, I just read your message. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
alright, Alsana has moved to just the edge of the barrier. Doing anything with your action?
I took the dodge action, you said.
That's right, you did. So both golems have the dodge action applied. Calda, it is your turn.
Mm,
Do we want to just go get him?
Mother smell the elderberries.
Should we try and blast him?
Do we have it recharged? Oh, do I have to roll the recharge on that?
I think you do.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep track of that.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
It's not.
Should we just-
We're gonna live and die by a D6. Mark my fucking words.
That was me in the tapestry room.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably could just go and hit them, but I think they're waiting to hit us too. But
Well,
Come on, we got 2 mechs. We can't just have a fist. We can just have a fist fight. It'd be so cool.
It's honestly I don't see what else we're gonna do here. We're just gonna keep running,
Exactly.
and then they're just gonna keep getting pot shots on us. Just go smack them.
Exactly. Let's go. Alrighty, we have the movement. Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, let's
keep the 10
do. Yeah, I'm keeping the 10 feet, of course. Keep the reach.
That's 5 feet.
Okay.
As you get
That's-
into range,
Not.
should be disadvantage.
That's
Sorry.
not.
Yep.
Oh, my
Roll
thing's
another
on. Showed it.
d20.
Oh, hold on. No, Ty, you should be within 10 feet. Looks fine to me. I think Devin's.
I am
Off.
within 10 feet.
Where is the other golem? You want to move him back and forth?
Yeah, right there.
Devin, 10 feet. 10 feet.
Yeah, it is. It's
Well,
10 feet away.
sometimes the tokens show up wrong though.
I see it. I see 10-foot distance.
Yeah, no,
So
we're
yeah,
one
like
more to
this.
the right. Yeah, I already moved it back and forth, but I'll try it again. Any better?
I'm still seeing it as it was before, so I don't see you moving.
1
it.
second, guys. I'm gonna do the wiggle. Wiggle.
Well,
And
I'm just gonna
wiggle.
do that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
but like, do you see the insanity? Like.
No.
No. Okay. No. Never mind. Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
Yep. No, it's fine.
Yep, sometimes roll 20 just fucks up.
Anyway, that sword attack was a 19 to hit.
Nope.
No.
Alright. So Calda, you can make your attack action if you'd like.
Disadvantage
Serious?
because dodge is on.
I have disadvantage on Uno.
No.
Oh no.
Is that a reroll for
Fuck.
Calder or no?
No, it's
It-
the golem, I'm
Again,
afraid.
it's just the golems.
I'm just asking.
It is a good question, though. Alright, so those miss. Anything else for Calda?
No, we're still dodge. Alsana dodge, so we're still dodging right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Elaris,
Gotcha.
what would you like to do?
Specific Rimness.
Mm-hmm.
Were we not already with 2 people?
It
Not
is
what I meant, but alright.
well, it doesn't matter, it misses. But
Yeah, fuck
disadvantage for being within melee as well as dodge.
That's only within 5 feet.
I thought it was within melee in general. I could be wrong. It doesn't
Right.
matter in this case.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Alright, so that was your action. Anything else?
Nah.
Kane.
Alright. Okay, he's just gonna yell out quantity over quality.
Nope. Nope.
No,
Neither.
nope, they both missed. And dodge action is worn off. Alsana, it's your turn. As it circles around.
All right, just gonna hit it.
Alright.
So 2 melee attacks, so 2 sword attacks potentially.
Yep. They are regular, no dodge.
I'm gonna substitute the first one for a shove action to knock prone.
Interesting. Okay.
Move up 5 feet if that's necessary.
Yeah, I'd say it would be.
I always forget about that.
Yeah, so strength check versus strength check, I think it's literally just a coin toss.
Yep. So one of you go ahead and roll.
Oh, sorry, shouldn't have been disadvantage, but
It doesn't matter. The
Yep,
the dark
rolled-
golems. Yep,
Well,
succeed.
natural one.
Literally rolled a 1. There goes that opportunity. So, yep, just a normal sword attack.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
that'll
hit.
Jesus, yeah, that one hits.
Alright, as you guys put this damage on, it has been a couple rounds. And haha, okay.
I hope I didn't move us in the way again.
This time we get one of these. One of the simplest ones. So that goes to about 3 and 2, 3. And a second wall appears. At about there. 2 there, as it simply quarters the room, but does not affect either of you. Calda.
Alright. Let's see. 5 feet. Cool. I'm considering options. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So they're neutral right now. Let's.
Just smack them, I would say.
Yeah. Let's just hit them.
Fight.
Yes. Robot fight.
Mech fight. Mech fight.
Do I want to try the shove?
No, there, it's not worth it.
No, it's not. It's just a coin toss. This is a little bit better. So 2 sword attack. Alright, they won.
2 swords are more
2.
consistent
More.
damage.
That first one, good lord.
Yikes.
Oh! That was almost maximum damage. 2 10s and a
Yes.
9 on 3d10.
2 10s and a 9.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah,
That first
that
sword just comes swinging down in
That's
this overhand
public.
chop that through some of the shoulder plates. So, the second one, not so lucky. Anything else on your turn with your golem?
No, I think it's better if we stay in melee and not take the opportunity to.
All right. Elaris, what would you like to do?
First, I'll reach.
All right. Not recharged.
Okay. Two sword.
Go for him. Is the dodge action on with Halsana or no? I don't think it is.
They both hit, so yeah, it'd just be neutral.
Okay. Yep. To make sure. All right. Wow. So 25,
Solid.
21 to hit. Total of 44 slashing damage.
Yep.
Anything else, Solaris?
No, that's it.
All right, Kane.
There's no like secret extra magic buttons
No.
in our heads, right? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Then yeah, Kane's gonna just circle to right there because I don't like standing still in combat. And then, oh, damn it,
Oh,
Damn, and
gosh.
you got that was the 34 too.
that's
Got
alright.
2 18s, damn. Missed twice.
This is my life. That's all.
All right, Alsana.
2 attacks.
Okay.
Got roll my recharge.
Yep.
Nope. 1 2.
19 and 20.
20
One
hits.
hit.
All
One
right.
is happy.
Anything else, Alsana?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Calda. What would you like to do?
Okay. Alright, 2 more attacks.
I have been forgetting this whole time to describe anything.
Playing
just been
Crash
sitting here-
Bandicoot.
I have just been sitting here giggling at you guys, and all your tactics and stuff has been great.
Pig
Yeah.
Latin.
Oh,
1,
and Pig Latin.
2.
Okay, 23
One.
will hit, so 28 slashing damage.
Yeah.
So you
Fuck.
control the golem and have a kind of the sideways swing take the other in the centerpiece of the armor.
Just going back and
Okay.
forth right at this point. Let's do this.
Yep. Elaris,
Alright.
as everything has just devolved into this back and forth crash and smash of metal in the chamber below, echoing off all the stone.
Not
Oh, you
that it
got your
matters,
beam
but
back.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
I'd say
Um,
What
Holy-
the fuck was that?
That
damn.
was you get the sense of, oh, the beam is back, the energy orb is back,
Oh,
but I'm too close to use it. I'd better try to hack with the sword, but both times somehow you manage to swing down and just miss on one side and then on the other.
Damn it. Damn.
Kane.
Hold on, I was checking your thing first. Yeah, so range attacks, it's only if you're within 5 feet.
Okay.
So going to take a step to there, and
Interesting.
shit.
Oh
Is that an opportunity
Well-
attack?
no,
Nope,
it's
we're
not.
still within melee range.
Even with the slam?
You're still within 10 feet.
But the slam's range is 5 feet.
Oh, that is a weird, unusual question.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, gosh, can you do that if something is just within...
Hold on, I think opportunity attacks are only within 5 feet unless you have a certain feat. Because I remember that being a thing for my polearm thing.
No, I think your polearm thing was you got to make an opportunity attack when something entered your range.
There was two. One was part of the subclass, one was part of the feat. Sorry, just checking real quick.
Alright, opportunity attacks.
Moves out of your reach. Yep, so... Yeah, so... that's up to DM, I think.
Let's see. Huh. Well, I'll say that if you've got, the option to do an attack that's a 5-foot reach, you could use that attack.
Alright, Alsan will have it do a slam with reaction.
Okay.
24.
Oh, good damage.
You lash out with one gauntleted fist on the golem.
This might be it, boys.
Smacks into his side and kind of has him spin and totter a little bit as he rights himself. Alright, Kane, anything else on your turn?
No, that would be all, unfortunately.
Alright. I'll say that the slam is pretty much what knocked the beam of the energy orb off kilter as well. It didn't
Just
help,
uppercut
certainly.
to the jaw and it just like shoots into the ceiling.
Yep.
Does
Sounds
the head... Does the neck extend and the head just kind of like swirls around on top for a second and come back down?
Why not the golem? Alsana,
Wow.
what would you like to do on your turn?
Gonna move up. Well, actually, hold
I think
on.
you see if it recharges first.
Yep, I was gonna say.
It
6.
recharged.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, sword.
Damn.
Okay, 24 and 15, because I'm pretty sure those both hit.
Yep.
As
This is it, boys.
Hansana feels the energy orb comes back, decides against it, and steps in to lay 2 quick blows in an X strike pattern across the shoulders. Calda.
Come
2
on,
more.
You don't want to Kamehameha blast me?
No.
1, 2.
Not with this damage.
Oh, hold on to me. Nope, that's it.
That's it.
How would you
31
like
left.
to do this?
Can they just like have it in like a I don't know, Ty, feel free to jump in, but just like grab by the shoulders like goosh, goosh, goosh in the gut.
Yes, just but like synchronized, so Alsana and Cole are just doing the same movements at that point. Because we both hit.
And then just like big like upper with the sword and the head just goes up into the air. Spinning.
Oh.
It's like a
Okay.
fucking rock and sock and robot.
That's what I said at the beginning of this.
I know, I'm just laughing because it's funny.
Okay. And as the iron golem in dark color crashes in pieces to the ground, Kane, Alaris, you feel your connection buzz into nothing. Alsana, Calda, yours lingers for a little bit, long enough for your golem to kind of turn around towards you, lift sword in a salute, and then you feel the control buzz out, and the golem slowly makes its way back into its little nook.
Alsana just like has this wild look in her eyes, is like has the hands on the orb, is leaning forward. It's like ha ha, bite our shiny metal ass.
Oh, Alsana!
Calm down.
Oh, that was
Calm
fun!
Okay.
And as you watch, the
Okay.
pieces of the dark golem actually
That's fun.
magically draw back together into something whole, and it too limps more into its own nook. You see the force field shimmer out on the ground,
Sounds fun.
and you hear the grinding of stone near the entrance where you came in, just above this door in the bottom of the pit. And beyond the edge of the map here, but in that direction, you see a stone trap door slide open, and you see steps leading down. The door at the bottom here opens as well, and you hear a that echoes through the room from the double doors on the other side.
Ugh. Connor, that felt like an Evo versus Sendo thing going there.
Kind of a little bit. Now, if one of us could have pulled out a Dempsey roll, that would have been fucking.
I think we did at the end there. 4 hits in a row.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
5, actually. Slam, sword, 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 sword.
You have to have a gift for that. Come on.
Hold on.
Kane will go to walk across the arena with a hand extended.
Yeah, Caldwell will shake it. I'm proud of you, though. Very good.
Alsana has the smuggest look on her face right now.
Alsana, maybe now you learn how to throw a punch.
Good game, man.
She'll like pause for a second and go, nothing is gonna work right now. I am... And she just like runs her fingers through like the top of her hair and just like, I feel high right now. Let's keep going.
Oh,
See?
also,
You
Kane,
understand my battle list now. It's called.
Also, Kane, Caldwell punch him in the head.
Could you reach?
She can
Careful.
jump.
Yikes.
Back of the knee, at the very least.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. She
That
can hit.
punch lands.
Yeah.
That's a knock prone.
Technically, you do damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier.
I don't want
You can pull it if you like to.
Yeah.
You can pull it.
1. A solid 1.
No, I don't want him to take damage. We may do something that needs ours.
So I'll let you decide how much damage you do to me.
Just 1. Just 1.
Let's see if this will do damage. I was like, if I roll higher, it's gonna do more damage. You get 1 hug damage.
All right. I
Give it
resist
right to the
bludgeoning,
heart.
but not.
I like to
I resist
imagine.
bludgeoning, but not emotional.
I like to imagine she like punches the knee. The knee buckles slightly, and she like wraps her arms around it and like flips them over backwards.
Just fucking. I was almost expecting a suplex. I'm not gonna lie.
You did very well, and I am very proud.
I feel like I didn't earn that punch, but thank you.
You said
From
Very
her.
mean things.
She has the muscles of a limp noodle.
You said to me you were provoking me.
Oh, I meant to say Alsana. I might have misspoken.
Oh, did you?
I did. You know, I never challenged you to punch me. I got punched enough by my real mother.
Oh, another hug.
Yeah, he kind of just smiles like, alright, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Shit.
He kind of like holds her back and like, I'm just joking. Don't worry.
Cold's like doing that joking. No, I'm your mother now.
Yeah, I know you're better than she was, but I feel
You
like I
still
could
punch her.
lift you and toss you if I tried.
And I'll toss you back.
No, I know, and that's the scary part. Usually you're supposed to drop a child when they're a kid, not when they're fully grown.
Oh, hey, look, the stairway.
Ah, yes, the way out.
Don't
Or
ruin
way
my
further.
don't ruin my maternal affection, you heinous bitch.
You said maternal.
Excuse me, it's heinous witch. And walk over to she'll walk over to Alaris and it's like, I'm going to tell your son I beat you in a robot fight, and you can't stop me.
What's a robot?
I'm gonna tell your son I beat you in a golem fight, and you can't stop me.
Also, please hold while I Google maternal to make sure I use the right one there.
You did.
Okay, good.
That's where Mama and Papa come from, my dude.
See, I know that logically, but also, I'm never sure that my logic is correct.
Actually, no, it's fraternal. Paternal is the both.
Nope, fraternal is siblings.
Fraternal is brother,
Is
because
it?
Frater and...
Yes.
Yeah, because Frater
then,
side
then is it
sibling.
paternal that's father?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paternal, yeah.
Mater and pater.
Yep, that's what it is.
Of course Ariel knows it. I feel like I could ask
Pater,
Ariel like
brother,
half the words in...
sister.
I feel like I could ask Ariel like half the words in English language, she would know the roots.
And how to spell it.
Brother.
Brother!
Okay. You guys, as you guys debate words, you cross over to.
Stop, please, stop.
You go down the stairs out into the arena. You cross it freely to the great double doors on the opposite side. It doesn't take a check to pull them open, though they are heavy. They are well balanced still. The hinges haven't rusted through.
Honestly,
And
you're probably just like call to do no matter what.
okay. You pull open the doors, and you are hit in the face by a blast of cool, moist air. The scent of rain and wet stone, earth and plants. And you step out into an open space. You see clouds above you, still dripping rain, though not pouring. And you see a sort of pocket of land between cliffs, largely boxed in. And in this courtyard of sorts, this naturally formed courtyard, you see, as I double check some of my notes, you see actually a cluster of standing stones, but curiously, this seems to be a sort where there are some smaller stones standing around a larger one. The top of the larger one, on top of it is a balanced stack of stones of various sizes, and it just exists in a tower, unwavering, holding together through all of these centuries.
Alana just like
And
holds her arms out and breathes in.
all of you feel the faint, not quite dormant buzz of the magic of a shrine.
Well, there goes the theory of them all having water, but
We found it.
Alsan will just walk on over to the middle standing stone.
Mhm.
She's gonna put her hand on it.
Yep, and you feel that magic trapped within, waiting to be released by another full moon and another ritual.
And a wide grin goes on her face. And she turns around. So, we know where it is. She'll look up. Is it just an open top?
Yeah.
She'll,
You can see the sky, it's dripping water down onto you.
she'll float up slowly.
Alright, take your broom, you go upwards. There are some really tall cliffs. This is more of almost a pocket in the mountain, a sort of crevasse. But far up there, you rise up and you look over one of the naturally formed walls, and you see down into the valley of the Dragon Spine. You see the lake glittering beneath you, even under the dull light that makes it through the heavy cloud cover. You see trees bending and swaying in the wind, and leaves dancing under the slight patter of raindrops. You're around a little bit of a bend of mountains, so you can't quite see the place where you entered from here. But if you drifted out a little bit, you would be able to peer around and see, oh, there's the body of the rock that you slew. There's the tiny cavern opening before the doors of what was once a temple.
Does she see a little tiny kobold anywhere?
I'll say that no. No, you don't see a sniv outside.
This could be something. She'll just kind of stay there for a few minutes and just enjoy the view.
Okay.
Don't know if the bucket does anything ground side.
Yeah. There's a distant flash of lightning and even more distant rumble of thunder, but the storm is slowly moving on.
Yeah, she'll float back in after a bit.
All right. And with that, today is the 6th day of the month of seeding. The moon isn't even to the waning half yet. You have a good 3 weeks before the shrine ritual. What you would like to do in those 3 weeks, I will leave up to you, and we will discuss it next time. For now, unless there's anything else anybody would like to do in the immediate moment, this is a place to end it. A little bit early, but we don't often go much longer than this anyway.
This is a
So-
small thing. Can Alsana go back and see if she can find Sniv?
All right. Yep, you go back. You'll find Sniv kind of in that first hall. He seems to be trying to shove some chunks of rock out of the way, gathering them, it seems, into a little pile, and next to that pile, he seems to have stacked coils of rough rope, and what seems to be like a heap of a net. It's over. Oh! Beastie Witch.
You're something like a bird, just gotta build a nest somewhere, don't you?
Nest?
Traps.
Oh, this? Oh. Well, yeah, can't have just anything crawling in and coming after my stuff.
Your lineage of the dragons is apparent in many ways. Not just the red scales. We explored the rest of the place. Rather nice area.
Alright. Well, you're not dead unless you're a ghost.
Oh, perhaps. I've talked to some before. Maybe they consider me one of their own.
Okay.
So what's your plan? Just to set up here?
Yep. It's a pretty nice place.
I think that would do well. The place further within is deserving of some protection.
Are you gonna stick around? He gives you a weird side eye.
Why? What are you hoping I'll do?
What are you thinking I might be hoping?
I'm thinking you're hoping I'd leave your nice new abode. Because you think I might take some of your stuff or something? Just a guess.
And how would you react to if I was thinking that?
Well, given how things are going, I would already have made the judgment because I can read you like a small leather-bound book.
What's a book?
Do you know what paper is?
No.
Oh, you poor thing.
You're making up words.
Do you know what reading is?
No, you're definitely making up words.
It's like...
Have you heard of paternal?
Here, talk to the skull, and she just throws Yorick toward them.
Drops it. Clang, clang. Aye! Careful with the merchandise!
Was
Oh my god, it talks!
This is purely to make Ariel do this.
Yes. Hey! Lady! I'm not supposed to be thrown!
You're not supposed to talk usually either, but here we are. And she picks it up. Dusts it off.
I am a valuable artifact!
I mean regular skulls, dear. Although I guess I'm not one in much position to talk about. I make skulls talk a lot. And she'll just,
Yeah, I'll say.
she'll just kind of like put it back in the little rope spot on the belt.
You know, I thought I liked you, but you were treating me with a lot of disrespect here.
I'm sorry, dear. What can I do to make it up to you?
Teach me riddles. I need to learn more.
She thinks for a second,
getting-
goes,
Bored with the ones I know.
we have a few towns to go through and some libraries to go about. Maybe I can make some extra stops for books for you.
I don't want to read. Think I got fingers to turn pages?
Oh,
No, you
I'll
gotta
read them
tell
to
me the
you.
riddles. Good, deal.
And she'll just like lightly pat him. Alright, well, Sniv, if it's any consolation, I know where you live. I hope you'll be kind enough to let us back in should we return to this area, since you know you can trust us.
Not gonna do any of my traps. Um,
So long as you point us
No.
out where it is and tell us a decent way to avoid them.
if you come back with food, I won't stab you.
There's this like a wide grin on her face. You think that would stop me if I didn't?
And he shuts his mouth
Uh,
and then opens it and then shuts it and puts down his hand as he was trying to think of a response but just could not.
do you remember the big cat?
Oop.
Do you want to try a piece of stone against it?
No.
Then let's be friends. And she just walks over and pats his snout. Alright,
Fine.
we'll be off, but since I do kind of like you still, we might bring food.
You gonna take the big bird with you?
We've ripped it apart for the most part. I might take some feathers, but other than that, if you want to rip it down to the sinews and have a gnaw, I'm not one to stop you.
You see a little bit of drool escape one corner of his mouth and onto the floor.
Real quick,
Stone floor.
does she have enough of a nature check to know anything that you should probably avoid with a rock? Giant bird in general, it's like, oh yeah, this one organ might just kill you or something like that.
Yeah, sure, go ahead and roll a nature check.
Right? She taps her forehead for guidance. Yeah. D4. Yeah, 12.
Well, you know certain things in chickens and other poultry aren't good.
Stick to
could've
the main meat and not the organs.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
If you have to use the organs, make sure you cook them very thoroughly.
Cook. Yeah, sure.
Do you know what cooking is?
It's when you burned the stuff, right?
You just about burn it, not quite.
It was always just burned. Or not burned.
Well, sometimes it's dry, and she throws him a piece of ration jerky.
Nah! Just scrambles after it and nods on it.
It's like a scaly chihuahua. And she walks out. Like I said, be a friendly host next time you have house guests. Us specifically.
Alright, yeah, sure, whatever.
And she'll float back to the group. Think that'll
Alright.
do.
Anybody else?
No, I think Kane is satisfied to down and take care of his many weapons.
All good.
Okay. Then with that, we'll go ahead and end today's game.
Alright. Any other small things? Nope.
No.
Okay.
Nope. Alright, we'll
the
make sure
recording?
that we plan everything for next time.
Yep. Until next time.